Work hard for what you want in life.
You work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
That you treat people with respect.
Reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard.
The strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard. Work hard. Work hard.
Hey guys, I'm Tatum.
And it's your girl Milan.
And welcome to episode 12 of the Black Girl Boss Podcast.
Woo woo, it's Liddy.
Yes. Today we are celebrating 10,000 downloads on iTunes, SoundCloud, all of that stuff. So
10K, what it do?
We're really, really excited because y'all have been showing us so much love. And so we're just super hyped to have 10,000 downloads. I mean, a lot of people don't reach that milestone, and we're actually almost at 12,000
I was about to say that.
now.
We had a whole party for 10K, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, so we moving on up. What's that, the Jeffersons theme song?
Moving on. No.
Or, y'all, don't judge me. What song is it? Moving on up to the east side. The deluxe apartment in the side. What show is it? Is it the Jeffersons?
Yeah, it was the Jeffersons, yeah. No.
Good Times?
Good Times. No.
Dang.
Finally got a
Good piece of the pie. Man, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
If y'all know, let us know, because we stuck right now.
Please, because
I can't
so
Google it
stuck.
because y'all on my phone. So
Yes, but we are celebrating 10K. We moving on up, so we're really, really excited. The next party will be maybe a 50K party.
50K. Oh, that's okay.
Let's do a 50K party.
50K.
So I think that'll be really fun. So Milan has, what is that? Champagne something week. What is it?
Something weak. You bought it. You bought it.
Because you drink Moscato. Like, who drinks that? That's
Me.
entry level wine.
Okay, well, I'm a beginner. I'm a rookie.
And I'm drinking Malbec because
That
red
nasty
wine is way better than any other wine ever.
No, it's not. It's so bitter.
It's the Jeffersons.
It's the
Thank you.
Jeffersons.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. They said it's the Jeffersons.
Okay. Thanks, y'all, because we were struggling.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get into like the show and everything, I just want to say, you guys, yesterday Milan had her second annual Entrepreneurship brunch, and I'm so freaking proud of her. Like, a lot happened before that brunch happened. Like, we was running around like chickens with our head cut off, but
We did.
it came together beautifully. It was awesome. The speakers were great. The keynote was great. The women who attended was great. And a lot of our listeners attended. So shout out to y'all who listened to the
Thank you for coming.
podcast that attended. And I'm so proud of you. You did such a great job. You put off a really, really amazing event.
Thank you. I definitely couldn't have done it without the panelists. So shout out to y'all, because if y'all wouldn't have agreed, I wouldn't have had no panel.
Right.
The keynote, shout out to Raven. She was phenomenal. I think that was like really the climax of the event.
Yeah,
because you
it
all
was.
gave, really good tips, advices. The questions that were asked were everything people always wanted to hear and know. So when the keynote came in, it was kind of like, okay, now that we have these tools, this advice on how to market ourselves, what the biggest sacrifices can be. Now we know how to build different revenue streams. So when that 6-month mark comes or that 12-month mark comes, we can transition into turning that pink slip.
Right. Yep. And I think that, and I was wondering what she was going to do. And I'm really glad she kind of did like a training.
Right.
And
She did.
I'm just glad that she did that, because a lot of times what events like that miss is the practicality piece. Like, you leave on this high about, oh yes, I'm going to be a Black girl boss. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to be so successful, but you don't have any practical tools to actually take you to get that success or take you to that level of success. And Raven definitely brought that. So I think the event was great. Like, when she was talking, I don't care if I went through a program or not. I'm in the back, like, yes, I'm in the back taking notes and everything. It was so good.
Yeah, I definitely have to shout out Tatum, Kayla Hubbard, which is my line sister, Darius, which is Bay. Like, you guys held me down on Friday, like, to no extent. Friday, I did not want to have this event. Friday, when I text Tatum, I text Darius, and I text Kayla, I said, I'm not doing this. It's not happening. It's not. I'm not doing it. Like, it's not. So it wasn't because we didn't prep. It wasn't because we didn't plan effectively. Things literally, like, life happened at the last minute. The venue had to change. We had no food. And those are two essential things we needed to even host an event. And I just felt like if I wasn't going to do it the right way, like the brunch is supposed to, happen, I didn't want to do it at all. Tatum was like, well, postpone. I'm like, no. Kayla was like, well, can we have it in the summer? No. It was just like, no, because at the end of the day, this event, not saying that we can't celebrate women all year, but this event is so powerful for the month that we have that we always, for years, have taken so lightly. And then in the era that we're in right now with our president who looks how he looks at women.
I don't know who that is.
That person who looks at women how he looks at them, this event is essential. And again, he's so big on business owners, so to push more women as business owners, and he's against women but so for business owners, it's important. So I couldn't. So I'm glad that you all pushed me to, and we just adjusted, and a lot of people liked the venue. Actually,
it was cute. I thought it was nice. I've never been to Bowie. Well, I've been to Bowie, but I've never been like in a room like that. So I didn't know. I'm like, well, are you sure? Do you know that the people are going to fit? Are you able? I was telling them, like, look, if you can execute it with the same level of impact that you would have made with the original plan, then do it. But if the quality of the event will have to suffer, then postpone it. But she was like, no, I'm going to do it. So I'm like, all right. I mean, that's what Milan does. She executes. So I was like, if she says she's going to do it, it's going to get done, and it's going to be done well. So
I think I got my leap and push of faith when I went to Panera Bread's website and so I could get all them items. Because people were telling me crazy numbers, like I was going to do chicken and waffle bites. Because that's cute. People get a lot of it. No, we
was like, we were texting. I'm like, do we gotta go to the grocery store? Like, we can go get this waffle iron and some chicken wings. We go to Chick-fil-A, bitch. We gonna make this work, okay? If need be.
No, but seriously, I was trying to wait all. I was like, okay, we can cook the chicken. I have to go get the waffles because we want no cold, hard waffles. I'm like really thinking. So when I went to Panera, my line sister Jamila suggested Panera Bread. And I'm like, no, Panera Bread. I'm thinking like in my head, breakfast sandwiches. So when I went on the website, they had the souffles. I'm like, oh, that's fancy. That's all cute. And their souffles are kind of big. So I'm like, okay, we can do souffles. We can do pastries. What else did I get? Pastry, souffles, and I got fruit. I'm like, oh, souffle, pastry. That's
I didn't even know what that was. I was like, this is a frittata? What is this? This look real fancy.
It was fancy, right? We had spinach and artichoke. We had the 4 cheeses one, bacon and cheese, and ham and Swiss. And they crushed.
There wasn't any left?
No.
That's so funny.
They crushed them souffles. So whether, it was very safe, whether it was good. So I was just grateful about that. And I'm grateful to have people around me that kept me level-headed because I definitely know how I can get when things don't go as planned. I'm such a perfectionist and such a stickler for things. Tatum knows me very well by now. I will turn into a monster and be ready to bite people's heads. So like when she called me and told me what she told me, I had to I kept saying okay, I think, didn't I? I was like, okay.
You were like, okay. You were like, no, you're lying. I'm like, why would I call you? Like, she's like, you're lying. But I basically called and told her that that there was an issue with the venue.
Yeah.
So I had to be the bearer of bad news, and I was so mad that I had to be me. But I was like, F it, I'm gonna call her because I ain't about to leave this up to nobody. Because I know if I pick up the phone, the call gonna happen. So yeah, you were just like, I was like, are you at work? You was like, yeah. I was like, I think you want to step outside. And you were like, I'm at my desk. I'm fine. What's up? I'm like, I really think you need to step outside.
I'm like, Tatum, cool. What's up?
What do you want? I'm like, the venue has a problem. And it was this huge pause. And she was like, you're lying to me. It was one of those things where I wanted to be like, why would I call you and lie to you about something like this? But you gotta be patient with people. So,
especially with me, because that was my whole heart. Like my heart started beating fast. My hands got sweaty. I got hot. I'm like, oh my God. Like I just felt myself getting really angry. Like every time somebody was walking past my desk, I would just cut in my eye because I just was like, don't say nothing right now. Like it's not the time. So just to have them in my circle to keep me like down, like all the way down, because the Milan any other time would have cussed that person out, and it would have just been really bad. But luckily I do have the ability to execute well. So I just knew that I just had to be there for that second in that space, and then I was gonna get that spirit of the moment. And you saw like my ideas started boom, 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 boom. So my head started just going. So I thank you all for coming. I thank my panelists, my keynote, my support system, and yeah, let's head on to year number 3 because we leaving the state now.
Yes, I know that's right. So what do you think some of the biggest takeaways were from the things that people said, like whether it was us on a panel or Raven, or even some of the feedback that you got from the guests?
I will definitely say, since I know all of you, and I kind of know the answers you were kind of gonna give, my biggest takeaway would definitely be from the audience. Because they had so many questions, and I was really impressed. Last year, it wasn't many people that had questions, so I was definitely impressed by the questions that were asked and the feedback that I heard. Like, people were coming up to me like, oh my God, you picked an amazing panel. So to know that the diversity of women on the panel and the keynote that I had, was so strong, and that they took so much away from you all, just in the questions, just in your presence, just in the things that you do in the community and with your business, was a huge takeaway for me. Because it's like, okay, so now I know the type of panel that I should always consistently have. It should never be women who specialize in the same thing. Right. Like, of course, our following is nowhere near Glamazon Tay's or Shaded by Jay's following. Right. But your marketing skills are so much stronger. Not to say theirs are stronger than theirs. So knowing that expertise level in that diversity is something that I always need to keep going on the panel. Right.
And I think even something that I tried to do, and I think it's a good habit for people when you go to these type of events, is I paid attention to the questions, and not even just to see what people were asking, but if I knew that, I know that one of my target audiences, women in business, new or aspiring entrepreneurs. So that whole event was my target audience. So as people were asking questions, I'm taking notes like, okay, this is what you want to learn about. Okay, so this is what you still have some issues with, or this is where you need help with. So now when I go back into the lab and start creating courses or creating products and things like that, I can create it specifically for my target audience. So for you guys, that's something else that you can take with you. So when you go to different events, so say, for example, you are in the nonprofit space, and let's say you work, I don't know, you want to help animals, and you go to events where people who have that same passion are there. Really pay attention to what they're asking, what it is that they want to know, what they're paying attention to. Like, pay attention to way more than the actual content of the event. Pay attention to those little nuances, because then you'll be able to take away a lot more than somebody else who was just worried about maybe what I said or what somebody else said.
Right. Absolutely. I definitely agree. And another takeaway that I took was going from this area to another area. Our research starts now on that area, so I can develop my panel. Yeah. Because if we go to Atlanta, we know that's hair, that's music, that's, those are the type of businesses that you're going to run into. So I guess really looking into it now, because I'm not waiting until nowhere after. I've been saying for the last couple of months, the next day we're in the entrepreneur's third year. Right. So now it's time to develop that panel. So now that I know that different areas require different things, it'll help me better prepare. I don't think that, like you said, there's no failures or losses. Yeah. Just ways to improve and, errors and stuff. So now I don't really see any error from yesterday. I just see ways to continue to grow, because the panel from last year to this year is different. Every year the panel's going to be different. Every year the women are going to be different. They're going to take something away. The questions are going to be different. The environment's going to be different. So I'm excited. I am so grateful that I made it to a second brunch, and I was able to see it. The decor was popping. Shout out to Kayla for doing the boxes. This year's theme was Entrepreneurs and Co. The style was bossy, stylish, and chic for the attire. So like I said earlier, Tatum's style was different from Tay's, was different from Shaded, but that's because we're all in different businesses. So it's good to see that reflect through what you wear in your field. So again, shout out to y'all, and let's see what year 3 has to bring.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about this interesting event that happened this week for us. So as y'all know by now, our Instagram got disabled. And so I got an email. Well, we got an email to the account that our content had, violated trademark rights of the girl boss.
And impersonation is what it said.
It said impersonation?
Impersonation.
Oh, girl, I missed that one. Hold on.
That was the key word, impersonation.
I missed that. Are you serious?
Yes. Impersonation.
What?
Yes. Impersonation.
Let me collect my thoughts so I don't say the wrong thing.
Go ahead. I was like, get this together real quick because I know you didn't see that.
So anyway, they disabled our account. So the Girl Boss brand, aka Sophia Amoroso's brand, had reported our Instagram, and so our Instagram got disabled. And I had disputed it on Instagram, and that was on Thursday, and it's Sunday, and we haven't heard anything back about the page. The page still isn't there. So yesterday, it was bothering me while we were sitting in the panel. So I had created just like a temp page at the Black Girl Bosses. So then as I'm doing that, I found out that somebody else is impersonating the brand with the Black Girl Boss.
I sent
what
Tatum,
in the world?
I sent Tatum a screenshot. I said, this us so I can follow it. She said no.
Oh my God.
Had our logo, had our name. But you know what, y'all? I told Tatum, I said, nigga, we made it. we got people catfishing our pages. We got people... Sophia Amoroso, a millionaire, reporting our shit.
That is crazy.
We gotta watch what we...
Huh?
We gotta watch the words we use.
You want to edit that out?
No.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying.
Well, somebody from her team, I'm sure she I don't know, but somebody on her team reported the page, so the page is gone.
It's gone, like not even there.
So I'm like really, I'm not that salty about it because as long as the podcast is on iTunes and we're still able to put out content, I'm still content in a way. But just the fact that somebody will go out their way to like get our page taken down when we're just, especially like somebody whose brand is at that level, we're just two young Black women that's trying to get to that level in our own businesses. So why would you even mess with us? You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of weird to me. It was very weird.
I'm salty.
That's so weird.
I'm salty. Because why? For what? For what? Why? You mad, bruh?
Or no?
Or no? Like,
what?
You reported our page because of what? You're not Black. You're not. That's just it. You're not Black. In the story.
But then it said the trademark that was used was Girl Boss and hashtag Girl Boss. So maybe it was the hashtag. But at the same time,
if that's the case, and she report everybody that uses hashtag Girl Boss.
There's 5 million plus people who use the hashtag Girl Boss. So I just really don't get it. I really don't. I'm flattered for sure, but it's just annoying because it's like, you know, we're not even stepping on her toes. We're not saying F Sophia Amoroso. Like, we even in our episodes that she came up, we were talking about her we were just saying how we respected what she's been able to accomplish. Like, we were taking bits and pieces of her story and having a dialogue about it. We don't ever put anybody down on the show.
And for those of you who don't know who Sophia Amoroso is, she is the author of Girl Boss and the former CEO and founder of Nasty Gal. Mm-hmm. So that's who she is. So it's kind of a big deal. And that's why I told Tatum, nigga, we made it. Like, we got a millionaire reporting. I don't even make 100,000 yet. And you reported me.
That is crazy. That is so nuts. Like, that is so nuts that she's really, and I wouldn't say it really could be somebody on her team, but that's still a reflection of her. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, after I got over being annoyed by the whole thing, my business mind sets in. I called Milan. I said, girl, we're going to work this. So at this point, this is what y'all could do to help us out. Tweet Sophia Amoroso and let her know that the Girl Boss brand needs diversity. There are no Black women in that Girl Boss brand. Whenever she has an event, it's maybe like a couple of us sprinkled into the crowd, but it's not like her brand is not inclusive of Black women. And we said that a few episodes ago. Yeah. So tweet her and say, you know, if there's a problem with the Black Girl Boss brand, then why don't you guys do something together? Or if she has a Girl Boss podcast, why don't she just bring us on and have us under that so it can be more inclusive? Or, you know what I'm saying? There's more opportunity in that. But at the same time, I think that it was because we're a sort of small fish, so to speak. Mm-hmm. She probably didn't even want to do that, but she must have forgot how Black women roll.
Hello,
we've been set back since we came over to this place. So you think we not about to?
In other words,
like, girl,
see me with them hands, ma.
Oh my God.
In other words, because she got us effed up, and Tatum had the business mindset. We already know where I was at. Y'all already know. Now she had the business mindset, and then I had the conniving publicist mindset. Publicists got two sides. We can do the right thing and we can do the wrong thing. I was on the wrong thing side.
Yeah. So that was crazy. That was really interesting. But at the end of the day, we're going to still bounce back. And you know what? The lesson in that, always got to pull out a gem. The lesson in that is don't rely on social media for your business. Yeah, we still was getting emails about the podcast. We were still getting comments on our SoundCloud account. We still got thousands more downloads. We still, we still going forward. So Instagram doesn't shut our businesses down. And so that's the lesson in that. Don't rely on social media. What are some of the comments saying? I see your thing going on.
Wow, that's crazy. It's okay. God will elevate you all higher.
Boom.
Haters, you should contact a lawyer because it's still a different name and brand. And LOL, she don't want them problems.
Yeah, for real though. I think people are saying on mine, jealousy. Oh, she said test, but yeah, jealousy. But whatever. We're Black women. Like we're like tougher than Teflon.
And I said
we want
that
to be
yesterday,
good.
remember? At the brunch, I did say that. I said the reason why we're entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, for that is because we know how to get through things. We know how to fight it. Like we can take a H&M bag and turn it into a Chanel bag like that. We know how to flip it. Give me a bag and watch me flip it.
And the podcast is still going to be successful. We're going to still put out content. We're going to still grow our businesses.
Get 50K.
Yeah, so sorry, girl, you tried, but that was a fail. But we definitely should still reach out, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't really see the point of trying to squash us. Like, why not just, you see that we're a fast-growing brand. Why not just do something with us to get more diversity in your brand? So let's try to reach out. Let's figure that out. I don't really feel comfortable letting that slide and chalking that up to the game. Like,
you want to be nice and reach out, we can do that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The other option is still available.
You gotta politic with these people sometimes and be nice to them. What Michelle Obama say, when they go low, we go high. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't stoop down to their level. We can extend the olive branch. If they shut it down, that's fine. We're gonna still grow regardless. But
I mean, the other option is still on the table if you ever just want to pick it up. Just saying, because I'm always ready to give her these hands for that one.
See, I don't like to play with white people and their lawyers. So
and their Amy letters.
I like my freedom.
Their Amy letters.
And I don't need no Becky letter. I don't need nobody dropping nothing off to me telling me I need to cease and desist. I don't need them problems.
Are you Taylor Harrison?
Right.
You've been served.
You've been served. They roll up to me on a little moped or something and throw it at me. Talking about I've been served. Got me looking crazy. You know that they get creative when they serve you.
They get creative.
So yeah, y'all tweet Sophia Omaroso and say they need some diversity in the girl boss brand, and so why not incorporate the Black girl bosses into that brand, because we're all for it.
Yes, tweet her, Instagram her, shade room it. We should make a post and shade room it.
See,
the shade room likes to read my thing.
That's going low though.
Is it? Just put it out there and just.
But do white people look at the shade room?
Yeah, ratchet white people.
I don't think she has ratchet white people in her camp. I don't know.
That's why she blocked us. I don't know. It's worth a try though. It said facts, be classy, be chic and stylish, but check that though. They want to say ho, but check that though. Nah, we got this though. I just be playing around. I'm with the movement of politics. I know how to be political. So. Yeah, it's all in the game. It's always going to be people that's trying to stop you, but what's for you will always be for you, and nobody could stop that. And so if anybody they have anybody trying to stop them on their journey, just know that there's always a higher power working in your favor. So don't even trip. Yeah, let it go. Just figure out how you about to be better. Let it go. Frozen. Yeah, so just let it go and just, work forward, execute, and just be the biggest boss that you can be, because that's the best revenge, success. Yes. Okay, so, and also follow our new Instagram page at The Black Girl Bosses. And then it's a page that is a fake page, so it's at The Black Girl Boss. Yeah. So y'all go report that. And you know what's crazy? I looked at that page last night, and so I looked at who was following it, who was following her. She's following all celebrities except for one regular person. Mm-hmm. And then she's being followed by just like one regular person and their brand pages. Yeah. So I slid in her DMs and was like, hey, how are you? Are you the person behind this page? Mm-hmm. And she didn't respond.
So I don't know. I think I'm gonna just send her a DM on every last one of her pages.
That's cool.
I kind of want to, I'm not gonna be shady because I kind of want to just find a page and just read it to y'all and be like, y'all slide in her DM and ask her, is this her page? Or I don't know. It's not right.
Whatever. I mean, like I said, you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Exactly. So someone said, keep winning, queens. Nice work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so to the next topic, there's a natural hair care DIY line that was featured in Allure magazine. So I think it's called Curl Mix. And with Curl Mix, I think it's pretty cool, actually. It was a woman and her husband who created this DIY brand. And so the woman noticed that in all the different products that she used for her natural hair, they had like some of the same core ingredients. Yeah. And so she was real big on do-it-yourself projects. So she was like, well, if these are the same ingredients that's in everything, I might as well just make my own products at home. Mm-hmm. And so that's what she did. And then she ended up making a business behind it. And so it was the first ever DIY natural hair care box. So kind of like Curl Box, but with the DIY version.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And she was featured in Allure magazine, so I was trying to figure out why. But apparently she's creating a product line to support it. So for the people like me who not trying to be cooking dope in the kitchen just to do my hair, then I have the option of using the product as well. So she's a Black woman. I thought that was pretty cool.
And her husband, I think it's cool that he decided to do it with her, tag along or push her, whatever he did, he's still there, and that's dope.
Shout out to Mr. Curl Mix.
Hello,
for supporting his woman.
Yeah, that's look, balancing Babe's business and besties.
Yeah,
balance Babe by bringing them in.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I'm for it.
So yeah, you guys check out Curl Mix. I think it's a really cool brand. They even have like videos. Mm-hmm. So they do like YouTube videos where they unbox whatever their monthly box is and go over the different ingredients and show you how to do it. It's kind of like the Hello Fresh of natural hair care.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I thought it was really interesting. So much success to them. I hope that is really successful because I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, shout out to Tatum for definitely finding that article because I knew nothing about it, and I'm all natural and love making products.
See, you got that manageable natural hair. Like, look at Milan's hair right now for y'all. Her hair is just everything. Me, I got that African kid on the commercial hair. Like, you can't stick a comb through that thing. Like, I'm so serious. You cannot do. This is why I always have a weave, braid, something. I cannot deal with it. My hair is ridiculous. I love it and everything. You might catch me with a puff in between getting my hair done, but
a puff in between.
My God, putting a comb through that thing.
But you saw I had my puff for like a month. I didn't get my hair done from February 11th.
See, you had a cute white girl messy bun. That don't even count as a puff. A puff is what you can't comb through, so you got to use the little tie to push it up. That's what that is, okay? Your hair blows in the wind. Our shit might lean a little bit, but it ain't blowing like that, okay?
Oh my God. I think that it comes to finding the correct product over time because your hair has to get adjusted to what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. So it takes time.
My hair gonna get adjusted to this cankalon because I'm gonna stay with these braids.
It's gonna take time, y'all. I promise. It's gonna take time. Like, it was to a point where one time, like, I couldn't even, like, if I wrap my hair, like, I had, like, body like this, I would wrap it. The next day it'd be just like blah. Or it would be like I step outside and the humidity would just attack my hair. Mm-hmm. And it would, but now that it's been, so many years now, 7 years almost. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, do that. It's just like, okay, I know what to do now. But I do have to put like heat protectant, humidity protectant on it. So, but again, my hair is very fine. So if I put too much on it, it's going to weigh it down to the point where it's just like a wet puppy. Yeah. So I can't do too much. But don't listen to Tatum, y'all. Y'all got this.
I'm just saying, if you got hair like Milan, shout out to you because I can't manage mine. It's just too much. It's just too much.
Shout out to my hairdresser because if it wasn't for her, girl, I'd have a little bun all the time. But nah, that's real. Oh, product review real quick since we're talking about hair.
Yeah.
Dare to Have Hair has Dare Care Hair. I use their Candy Crush Curl Defining Shampoo and Conditioner. Mm-hmm. When I tell y'all that conditioner is the truth, like the truth, your curls, whatever type of hair that you have, I don't care, whatever type, it's going to be extra soft, like it's going to comb through, like no struggle, no nothing. Because I know with my curls, they get tied into each other sometimes. So I have to like separate and pull them apart. But no, wide tooth comb through it, and you will have no issues. And I just used that, not last week, the week before. And my hair stayed soft, it stayed hydrated.
Where can I get this from? Because I just told you how I can't do nothing with mine.
It's Dare to Have Hair. Yeah, Dare to Have Hair, and it's Dare Care. So darecare.com. Okay. I'll send it so you can put it in the
notes.
Yeah, the notes so people can go to it. But bomb. Like, love it. Okay.
Yeah. And if anybody else have some hair care products for the natural hair, the crunchy, coarse, dry, nappy as all hell natural hair, then let me know, okay? Because that's how my hair is.
Bruh. Goodbye, Tatum. Moving on off of Tatum's rant of hair.
For real, y'all don't understand the struggle. Oh my gosh. But yeah, shout out to black women in our hair. It's so crazy how, well, not crazy, but it's so amazing how we all have like different hair textures, and it's all beautiful. Mm-hmm. And when my fro gets to be the size of my crochets, you will see it more often.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Yes, we have the best type of hair. Why? Because white women's hair, it's flop. It's always just stringy. It's always just there. Like, it's not much they can do to it. They put curls in it, their curls still falling. Mm-hmm. It's not no body, no lusciousness to it. It's just blah. So yes, we have the best type of hair, no matter if it's fine, if it's kinky, if it's hard to tame, hard to manage. It is bomb, bad and bougie and beautiful. And the lady that does Dare to Have Care is a black woman.
Boom. 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 So why don't you tell them about our giveaways before we take a break?
Whoop, whoop. All right, so we got some bomb giveaways for 10K. We have the Honey and Coffee Please Scrub by Cake by K. It's an all-natural facial scrub, and show the people. She is a beautiful black woman. And yes, and she's actually, this is a sneak preview. She hasn't even launched her product yet, but she gave it to us for you to try out. I have one of them, and it is the lemon.
I don't have one, guys.
I send you one.
Thanks.
Unless you want to take this from them, and you can
salty. I'm sprinkling my little salt on the show.
Yeah, so I definitely am giving this away, so you guys can try that out. What else do we have over here in the studio? We have some L'Oreal products, which was given to us by one of their brand ambassadors, Jazzy Escapes on Instagram. She is a black woman. Mm-hmm. Hello. And she's a brand ambassador for L'Oreal. We have, it's like a 3-pack shampoo, conditioner, and transforming oil and cream. It is a part of their new natural hair care line. So you got a sample pack of that. Then you have 2 sample packs of their Total Repairs 5. And that is the Restoring Shampoo, Restoring Conditioner, and the Cream Aid. It is for damaging it's an erasing balm. So you have those 2 packs that you get to try out. I'm giving you all a little mini one, but we have a big one, a big bath bomb.
Don't look at me. She gave it to me and was like, oh, we're going to give away to our guests. In that, I heard this is for you. That's what I heard.
How? I don't know how she heard that.
So I'm thinking I got a new bath bomb. And we get here today. She's like, do you have the bath bomb? I'm like, what are you talking about? That's mine. She's like, no, it's not. It's for the guests.
It's for the guests. So we have We have 2 bath bombs. You get the mini one, and the big one is pink, and this one is purple, and they smell so good.
So good.
It's natural, all natural products used in it, like coconut oil is in it and other different things, and it is from Loves Brings Happiness. So that is that's cute, right? Mm-hmm. She is another black woman, and her Instagram name is First Lady Sigma. That's all in that gift bag. Then you have the Entrepreneurs Be Your Own Boss t-shirt that you're getting. So you'll get that. You'll get
a Queen shirt from my organization. I don't have them with me, y'all. I'm so unprepared today. I had the wine, though.
She did have the wine. She came through with the wine. So, yeah, we'll get that shirt. And anything else that we have that we're giving them?
I think that's it. So how can they get it? We know they have to have tuned in today.
You have to tune in today. Since we have a new Instagram page, you will have to shout us out. Mm-hmm. Definitely shout us out to enter. That's the first part of entering. Yeah. You tune in today with the second part. And commenting, giving us feedback on our episode, on our reviews.
A review. So let's recap. You have to have tuned in today. So we didn't announce this anywhere. So the only way that you even know that this is happening is if you're tuning in.
But that's just how much you support us.
Yeah. And then you have to repost our Instagram account, the new one, at The Black Girl Bosses. Mm-hmm. And then you have to write us a review on iTunes. So once you do that, let us know that you completed it, and we will send you your stuff.
Yep, we're going to put you in a random generator, so it's fair. And we're going to pull it. You know they got the raffle generators.
Really?
You enter the names in, and it pull them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So to make it fair, so you're not just thinking we picking somebody because we liked your comment. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. And you can get all these goodies for the F.
Yes.
And the value of these is... One for a second, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to say how much?
I don't know. It's probably a lot though, because natural products are expensive. I know this right here by Kay. I'm not sure if this one is, but it runs between $15 and $20.
Okay.
And this is the 6 ounce. But I mean, think about all the essential oils that's in it in the organic product. So
all the nuts and berries and stuff that's in
that's
there.
kind of cheap. So y'all better be grateful, because listen.
Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. The second half of our 10K party. Woo, woo, woo.
And I'm not nowhere near done my wine bottle just yet.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so last episode we talked about the Forbes list of the America's 60 richest self-made women.
Yes.
So apparently we missed 2 Black women. And so I'm sure it was my fault, because with Forbes' little mobile device, it's all these ads, so it jumps around. So I'm sure it skipped over it, and I missed a couple people. But shout out to you guys, because y'all was like, no, you missed this person and this person.
They checked us at the door.
So yeah, so thank you guys for holding us accountable. So let's talk about them. The first person that we missed is Janice Bryant Howroyd, and her net worth is $420 million. Her source of wealth comes from staffing, investments, and she's the founder and CEO of Act One Group. And she's relatively young. She was born in 52. So what's that? She might be like our parents' age, so to speak, or maybe a little bit older than our parents. But
She's in her 60s, I think.
Girl, don't have me do the math. I don't know. Yeah. Her age doesn't matter. She's successful.
My mom was born in 54, and she's in her 60s. Yeah, she's in her 60s.
Okay, so she's relatively young. She still has a lot of time to enjoy her money. Yeah. So Janice Bryant Howroyd has an estimated net worth of $420 million in June 2016, according to Forbes. She's an African-American entrepreneur who founded the Act One Group and heads it as its chief executive officer till date. So she's still in that role. The organization is the largest employment agency in the U.S. that is owned by minority women. Howroyd was born in North Carolina, and she attended the North Carolina A&T, I'm not about to do the whole name, where she received her bachelor's degree in English. After completing graduation, Howroyd shifted base to LA, where she worked for Billboard magazine. In 1978, she started her venture named Act One in a small office in Beverly Hills, and her first client was Billboard. That's crazy. Today, Act One has offices in 75 cities across the U.S., and some of its clients include Singular. They still around? Yeah. Oh, Singular, Ford Motor Company, and Sempra Agency.
Yeah, the AT&T.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. In 2005, Howroyd was awarded the Spirit of American Enterprise Presidential Award, and just 3 years later, she was declared Entrepreneur of the Year by BET. So shout out to her, and thank you guys for letting us know that we missed her. It's something in her story that I want to point out. Okay. First is that she went to school for English. And I think that's important, because a lot of times we think that if we go to college and we major in this thing, that we have to stay in that thing in order to be successful, or we have to, if we majored in, let's say, English, and I have to be a writer, I have to be a teacher, I have to be an editor. But she just proved that you can really create your life and do whatever it is that you want to do. Right. So I respect that. And another thing was, she had a job with Billboard, and so she left and they became her client. And I think that speaks to what Raven was talking about at the brunch yesterday. She was saying how, and I think I mentioned it too, how even though you may not be happy with your job right now or happy in that 9 to 5, you still have to be you still should be a good employee. You should still show up on time. You still should do your job well, because you never know. She walked away and her employer was now her client. Like, that speaks a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know how I feel about my job, but I still do what I got to do. No matter how much you hate your job, like you said, you got to still come on time, still push through, because at the end of the day, it did mold you and give you that motivation to leave. So show us some type of respect in high regard. And she's a Virgo. I did just peep that. Shout out to her.
Is that special?
Yes,
Why?
because I'm a Virgo.
Beyonce's a Virgo.
So. I don't care. I'm just saying who I cared about, and if she was at this moment, Beyonce was not in this conversation.
I'm just saying, the Virgo is a Virgo.
The Virgo. She's the Virgo now.
But anyway, shout out to Janice Bryant Halroy. So now we can study her story. I know last time we were saying how we should study these people's stories and see what they did. So now she's someone else that we can look up to and see how she made her fortune, because my God, 420 million. Next we have Sheila Johnson. So we're familiar with Sheila Johnson, but I think we kind of just forgot about her.
Yeah.
She has a net worth of $710 million. So,
and counting.
Yes, and counting, because it's like this little arrow pointing up. So for you guys that don't know, Sheila Johnson co-founded BET with her then husband, Robert, in 1979. And so they provided that crucial outlet for African-American voices. And so interesting enough, her private music lessons business helped fund the company in the early stages, and she signed for BET's first loan. So in 2001, they sold to Viacom for $2.4 billion.
That's like she took an L and she bounced back with $2.4 billion.
Well, she didn't even take no L. She wrote the loan, so she was getting interest on that loan. So,
but think about it. You get interest, okay, cool, but it's nothing like $2.4 billion like here.
I know.
Think about it. This loan, you get interest, and somebody to drop $2.4 billion in your lap.
I know. And it sucks because it's like, as a consumer, I'm kind of upset that they sold BET to Viacom. Yeah, so for y'all that don't know, the media industry has 6 major conglomerates that control 90% of everything we read, see, and hear. Yeah. So it's like Viacom, Disney, General Motors, GM. It's a bunch of them, y'all. Don't have me going back to communications class on you, but it's 6 of them. And Viacom is one of those big heavy hitters. But as a consumer, and Viacom is owned by white people, by the way, and none of those 6 media conglomerates are owned or run by black people. So as a consumer, I'm kind of upset about it, because it's like, you sold to white people, therefore the content isn't going to be as authentic or as great as it was at one point. And so that was my only thing. And I feel like after they sold to Viacom and Deborah Lee took over, BET kind of like went downhill in a sense. 106 in Park got all colorful on us. I'm like, what's going on? Where's AJ? Where's Free? Why am I looking at these other people? I really used to come home from school and sit in front of the TV when 106 in Park came on with my snacks, and everybody knew not to bother me.
Someone said I can't blame her, but her wealth resulted to a shitty network.
Yeah, and that comes with what we were saying before we had to re-record. Like, it kind of to me, it will tug at my integrity a little bit. Right. And I don't know why they started BET. If they started it just to be a voice for the black community to eventually sell, then okay. But then it's like, well, if you wanted to be a voice of the black community, why would you sell to someone who isn't black and who isn't going to uphold that?
Exactly.
Or even if
the money.
And I wonder, I don't know if this is true. Like, I don't know the facts behind this, but I wonder if any of them included in that deal, maybe that they can stay on board in some way. Because I think I would even pose the question like, well, can I stay on board? Can I be in charge of programming? Can I have a seat at the board? Can I be something to where I can make sure that my vision doesn't go to trash?
Which it did.
Because BET went like downhill. Like, I literally used to watch BET all the freaking time.
Hit the streets.
Hold on. True to DC says they're included in the deal. Okay, cool.
Okay, good to know.
Good to know. Thank you.
Somebody else said, purpose versus profit. One of the principles our billionaire black business owners should consider before selling their companies to the monopoly company. Okay,
so they're just saying purpose versus profit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that some people care about money, some people care about purpose. And who am I to judge if money is more important to you? We all have different motivators and different things that drives us to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at anybody if they say that I just wanted to collect my check. And I can't be mad at anybody that says, no, I want to choose purpose over the money. It's just all about who you are and what your goal is. But I am happy that BET is on the incline again and coming up with these great programs. So shout out to whoever's behind programming, because I'm tuning in now. The quad is everything.
The quad is lit.
And the New Edition story was everything. So True to DC says they sold on the deal, but the aspect of what defines the deal is trash. The thing about it is the underlying fact of what did the company stand for from day one. Exactly. True. And it and he says, hold on, BT should have specially placed value and position on the continuing of the culture. No, that is so freaking true. And that goes back to the purpose thing. If you really wanted to start this organization or this business to be a voice for the African American community, you sold out.
Yeah, you were sold out.
And it's like, it could be in the way that Black people are just selling, from the Black Lives Matter movement to Black women just out here creating businesses and just sprinkling Black girl magic everywhere, to Black men creating organizations to uplift their communities, and all of these great things that's happening in the African American community. There's an opportunity for a network for us, by us, to be continued. And with podcasts like being such a growing entity, like they could have created a Black entertainment podcast network and had all of these Black voices under that. So we don't have to be dealing with the Sophia Omarosos trying to stop us from continuing our brand. We could have been under BET Podcast Network speaking for Black women. So it kind of sucks, because the way that our culture is moving forward right now, I just wish that they would have held on to it.
Yeah, but it was money over purpose, wealth over purpose, profit over purpose.
And I mean, yeah, and I guess there's an opportunity for someone now to create a new BET, but it's kind of like hard. I don't know how you would do that. That's not my passion or my lane, so I'm gonna stay out of it.
I'm out that
but
I have no advice in that area.
I wish somebody would create something of the caliber of BET. So
if you know how,
yes,
do it.
And we would love to be a part and do whatever we can. So True to DC says they needed structure and it was all over the place. They had to keep up with the time. That's true. Facts.
But I feel like they could have figured that out in-house. That comes with, like, what we talk about in PR, getting rid of your CEO, restructuring and building your organization inside your corporate social responsibility. Are you meeting that internally and externally? So that's something they could have done without having to sell the company, in my personal opinion. But if they felt like that's what they needed to do, then by all means. But I do think that's something that they could have worked out if they truly, truly cared and wanted to continue.
He said they did it in the wrong way. They're working on Centric. I didn't know they were working on Centric, but see, Centric has really good programs.
It does.
Like Centric played Love Jones the other day when it was the 20-year anniversary. BET, I think Charlamagne had posted about that. BET missed the mark with that. He said, I agree. BET missed the mark with that. Like, come on, man. There's like so many great things happening. Like, y'all should be playing Girlfriends. Like, y'all should be playing what's some other Black show classics? Y'all should be playing College Hill reruns. I would really sit in the house all day on a Saturday and watch College Hill reruns, because College Hill was a classic. But with Centric,
Baldwin Hills with Mariah.
Yeah, Baldwin Hills was a classic too. But Centric has great programming. But Centric doesn't come with like the normal cable packages. I don't have Centric. Yeah. So it's like, BTs, the VH1s and stuff are included in normal cable packages, right. But Centric is kind of harder to get to. And they even, of course, had the Queen Boss show that we talked about a few weeks ago. But that show was like very underwhelming to me.
Is it still playing?
I think it's finished.
That was quick.
I don't know. I didn't really like it that much, but shout out to the woman that won. I think I saw on Instagram the woman who won had a tea business or something like that. But yeah, we need something like Shark Tank for Black women entrepreneurs. I think Queen Boss was like a good little start, but it can be improved a lot. I wasn't a
the
fan
ratings
at
on it.
all.
I want to know the ratings. Like,
I think the ratings might have been good because women might have been watching, trying to figure out how they can get on it. But I don't know. It didn't do anything for me.
Right.
So he says, instead, they playing Mary Jane, which I like, but they're trying to keep up. No, I watch Being Mary Jane, but I don't know. It's not that. It's cool, but it just perpetuates that stereotype of just broken black woman who only cares about her career and can't keep a man and can't keep a relationship, and she works too much and stuff like that. I think it pushes the wrong narrative without like much balance.
Facts.
I don't know.
Watch Being Mary Jane. I watched it when it first started, but after that I kind of just fell off of it. I mean, I don't watch TV, so I kind of fell off my rocket. Yeah, Connecting Girlfriend says this season is trash. It really is. And to be honest, the only reason I'm watching is because Michael Ealy is fine as all hell. So oh my God.
Whenever Michael Ealy walk in the room, I'll sit down for a second. So
that would be a beautiful incorporation for us blacks in the DMV.
What?
I think the statement about doing something else, like creating another entity
for blacks in the DMV. I don't want no parts of something like. I just feel like, I don't know. I think our culture in this DC area is very crab in a barrel. So I would just prefer to.
That's why I created the Women's Entrepreneur Brunch, because it's a lack of connectivity that we have as women in this area. And then I just, that was the primary reason.
So True to DC says VH1 is becoming more black day by day. Not saying that blacks are representing us as a great group, but they're celebrating African Americans, and that's true. He has a point. Y'all say what you want about Love and Hip Hop, but I mean, I watch it, and they do have a lot of black stuff, even from with America's Next Top Model. They brought America's Next Top Model back, and then they offered the winner a talent deal on VH1. Now, the winner wasn't black, but America's Next Top Model was something that a lot of us watched, of course, because Tyra Banks hosted it and she started it. But yeah, VH1 is definitely doing some things. I like VH1.
I like VH1 too.
I was trying to downgrade my cable service because I don't watch TV that often.
Not MTV.
And they were like, what channels do you want? I said VH1, Bravo, and just give me BT so I don't be too out the loop. But I don't want to watch OWN. I don't want to hear Beloved every 5 minutes. I'm cool on Ayanla. I love her, but she be killing me sometimes. Ayanla stayed just holding somebody in her boobs while they crying, and she talking about some Beloved. Like, I just... Don't get me started. I love Ayanla and everything, but she be killing me sometimes. She remind me of that auntie that always just be, in your business.
In the business.
Yeah.
Trying to give her 2 cents.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he said, yep. VH1 is good, but they need more quality for our people. For sure. They definitely have the quantity, but definitely need that quality. So keeping on with the black women, the richest black women in the world, one of my friends who listens to the podcast sent this article to me, and it was the richest black women in the world. So with the Forbes list, it was America's richest self-made women. And so he was like, it has to be more rich black women, like it has to be more. And so he searched for it, and so we came up with the richest black women in the world list, and it was a lot of African women on this list. Of course Oprah was on it because Oprah's on everybody's list of rich women, but
African women.
Yeah, so number 3, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't. Nope.
It's Nigerian.
So she's Nigerian, and she has a net worth of $1.9 billion. So I'm going to put this article.
Thank you.
I'm going to put this article in the show notes so y'all will be able to go to it. But I don't even want to disrespect her by messing up her name. And so she's the first female billionaire from Nigeria. She made her billions from oil and fashion. She started her business in the 70s after she left her day job as a secretary to focus on her studies in fashion in England. Wow. Upon returning to Nigeria, Nigeria, she founded Supreme Stitches that catered fashion for women of high society. She's also the founder of Famfa Oil, a company that owns substantial participating interest in OML 127, a lucrative oil block on the Agbami deep water oil field. So shout out to her. So there is a Black billionaire out there other than Oprah. She's Nigerian, but
you know, money? How much billion does she have?
1.9 billion.
Okay.
So we out there. We out there. She, you know, even though we are African American, we still are African. And so shout out to all of the African women out there as well that are starting their businesses and building their empires. So, of course, Oprah is on this list with her network of $3 billion because Auntie Oprah slays. The next one is Isabel dos Santos. She has a net worth of $3.3 billion, and she's Angolan. And the source of her wealth is investments. So she had kind of like a special upbringing. So she's the daughter of Angola's president and the current richest woman in Africa. But one thing I like about her is a lot of people sometimes, I know she's so cute, right? In her little dimples.
I'm looking at her, she's just so sweet.
But a lot of times people try to shade you if you have this privileged upbringing, so to speak, as if you didn't earn your money. True. But shoot, she turned whatever she had into $3.3 billion of her own net worth.
She took that H&M and made it into a Chanel.
Of her own money.
She flipped it.
That's crazy. So, I mean, and on that topic of people thinking you have to struggle to be successful, I think that that's what you're supposed to do as parents, is to create a solid foundation for your children. Like, that's what we should be doing. We should be creating this high wealth for ourselves and then having children and passing that on to them and then teaching them how to take what they have and create it into their own empires, just like she did.
Absolutely.
So shout out to her. So at this point, there's 3, there's Beyonce, there's Sheila, there's Janet. So there's 6. At this point, there are 6 Black women who are accounted for being some of the richest women in the world. So shout out to all those women. Together. Yes, Forbes include some of these African women. But, I mean, Forbes didn't mess up, though. They had Sheila and Janice on there. We just missed it.
Well, so they didn't have my girl Isabel and Nigerian queen.
Well, their list was for American women. Yeah. So these women are African. So
they could do better.
Forbes, broaden your list a little bit, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can broaden their horizons.
Yes. Shout out to all the women that are making things happen in their lives and building these empires. We can all learn something from their stories. So make sure y'all tune into the show notes, and I'll put all these links on here so you guys could look up their stories for yourself. All right, y'all. So we don't have any wins of the week or questions this week because since the Girl Boss brand shut down our Instagram, we can't refer back to it to shout you guys out. So, and we don't want to just celebrate ourselves without celebrating you guys. So next week we'll be back. Make sure that you guys follow us on our new Instagram at the Black Girl Bosses. I will put it in the show notes as well. So let's get that page back up so that we can get back to collecting these questions, get back to celebrating you guys, and get back to you guys seeing all the great things that's happening in the Black Girl Boss world. So, Milan.
And don't forget that since this is our 10K party for reaching 10K downloads, we are doing our 10K giveaway. The way to enter that is by following us on our social media page. That's the first thing. Shouting out the page, making sure you were tuned in and listening to this episode, and leaving us a comment under our iTunes comments when you go to listen. Just leave us a review, and then we'll put you in a random generator. Generate your name, pull it, and we'll announce it on Instagram who wins by next Sunday, and we'll send you your lovely package that I listed earlier. And that's it.
Thanks, guys. We will talk to you next week.